Hey everyone, this is Sonia the RV DJ coming to you today with another unboxing and review video. Today we're going to be reviewing the DoHonest S36 wireless rear view camera kit for the back of the camper. So let's open the box and see what we got. So here we have our handy dandy instruction manual. And let's see what we have here. This should be the monitor. So here we have the 7-inch monitor. And under here we have your package of cables. Got some T-taps if you need them, wiring, screws, all the fun stuff you need to install it. A bracket. It also does come with a suction cup mount if you want to put it on the window. This is the bracket for the monitor. And this is like a little visor you can put on it to keep the sun off of it. Actually, this is the bracket. The other thing is the visor. And over here is the suction cup mount. And the most important part is the camera and the cable. So let's get started, see what we have to do. And they also give you a piece of Velcro to put on the bottom of the bracket if you want to attach it to the dashboard that way. Alright, so what we did first is we took the camera out of the package and we attached the antenna on the back of the camera, as well as attaching the antennas on the back of the monitor. Okay, so what we're going to do next, we have to test the system before we install it. So you're going to take the open-ended wires with the plug on the other end, plug it into the monitor, and then you're going to take this other plug, which is the same way, and you're going to put them in here into this tap. It is marked plus and minus. So that we can test the system before we permanently mount it to the camper. And this is just a testing phase to pair the camera with the monitor and make sure everything is working correctly. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now that we have our tap put together, one end of the wire goes to the camera via this plug right here, like that, and the other end gets plugged into the cigarette lighter adapter right here, like this, into here, and this is the power to the monitor. So our next step is now to go into the truck and plug this into the cigarette lighter adapter, power everything on, and make sure it works. And which camera? And that should be it. I hit pairing camera just to make sure that, and it's doing it, you know, everything's paired together. It's doing a countdown. Okay, pairing is done. Once again, this is just a shot of the resolution of the camera. Everything looks good. So now we can power it off and start the installation onto the camper. Okay, so now there's 4 screws in the cover for the pre-wired camera mount that's on the back of the camper. So I'm going to take those off. So just for the heck of it, we took the whole entire cover off the back of the camper, and that you can see the wire is sticking out of the camper that we're going to plug the camera into.
It's not important.
So we're just going to put that back on. You might want to see if you can pull some slack out of that. There you go. And then we can always push it back in if we need to. And we're just going to put that back on, then we'll hook up the camera. So now that we have that, we're going to plug that pigtail into the end of the antenna coming out of the camper. And then the camera gets plugged into that.
Well, it will, but not now. That's how it goes.
Right, just like that.
Right.
And then
the bracket in first.
Right, there's a bracket that is shaped exactly like the plate that came off the back of the camper. That's going to go like that and get screwed into there.
Yeah, I think that.
And then the camera gets mounted to that bracket. And again, this is the, if you are pre-wired for the Furrion S Vision camera, this will fit right up in there. Alright, so a few words of advice for those of you that are pre-wired for the Furrion camera. The small little tiny screws that you take out to take the access plate off are not going to work when you go to mount the camera. You have to use longer screws to mount the camera and the bracket back into the mount on the back of the camper. So as you can see, we have on the bottom there 2 different screws. Now the screws that they give you in the kit are not quite long enough. Luckily we had a bunch of screws in the tool bag in the camper, and we found some that fit perfectly. So as you can see, they have a little washer attached to them, so we used those 2 screws for the bottom, and then there's 2 more on the top. Sorry for the sun glare. And it's finally up there, and it's secure and it's mounted. Like I said, we had to do a little bit of finagling, but it's up there and it's tight and it's not going anywhere. You do have to use the other bracket and attach the bracket to the mounting plate that they give you, which of course they don't tell you in the directions. So now we're going to test the system. We're going to plug the camper into the truck and turn everything on and see if it works. Okay, so we have the truck hooked up to the camper, plugged in, and we plugged in the monitor I turned on the power, and we have picture. There will be some settings in there you'll have to mess with. You can choose to have the parking lines if you want, which we did turn on. There's Jim standing behind it. You can turn on the parking grid lines. Make sure that if you're only using one camera hookup, that you turn the rest of the cameras off. Otherwise, it will scan all 4 cameras that you can plug into this. So we had to go in and turn off 3 of the cameras, so it only stayed on the one camera. Picture looks good. I think we have it set to the way that we want it. Looks good. Is it to your liking? Okay. Other than that, yeah, little MacGyvering that we had to do, get it mounted up to the back of the camera. But other than that, the signal is good. It works in drive and reversed, so you can have it on all the time. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.